Where will Ivan Barbashev fit into the Golden Knights lineup after he was acquired in a trade on Sunday?
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco along with Chris Golick. We come to you from Las Vegas each and every morning, Monday through Friday. You can find us on Twitter at Tony Dasco, at TDChrisG, and at Locked On VGK and Locked On Golden Knights, of course, on the YouTube channel. Please check it out and subscribe. And Chris, I remember you saying back, I think a couple of months ago, okay.
I thought about this.
In the memory bank.
I thought about this.
That VGK needs a power forward. Is that what you thought I was going? Is that where you thought I was going?
I thought you were going to dig a little deeper. I mentioned Barbashev in probably that same range because they were looking at St. Louis. Exactly. And you are the old school guy that still uses foam instead of gel. That explains why your face is so rough all the time, Tony. But I mentioned Barbashev. Like I was going up and down the lineup. I'm like, Barbashev, I don't know. Like I saw his stats. I'm like, I think I made a comment that the VGK would absolutely love this guy, because he had one big season. He did really well in 21-22 with a 60-point season. And then he's got 29 points this season, on track for, call it 42 to 45, depending on how the last 20 or so games worked out for him. But outside of that 60-point season, he has yet to eclipse 30 points. So what is
one hit wonders that we always talk about, and I remember talking about that as well, because I said you even mentioned, we know how much Tony likes guys coming off of career years.
Yeah, no, I
always likes to reward them.
Right, we should definitely see if we can clip the show and get a little more intel about it. But listen, I mean, in a spot like this, let's hopefully give McCrimmon and McPhee and more or less the scouts. I would probably put on this one, the scouts, some credit for hopefully mining something here. Are we going to strike lightning in a bottle like Chandler Stevenson? Maybe that's not a fair expectation, but you look at what the Blues have done this year. They're not doing very well whatsoever. So, maybe a change of scenery for Barbashev can give him, listen, you go from the bottom, the bottom of the bottom, so to speak, to a team that is a Stanley Cup contender in a lot of people's eyes. That's going to help someone. That's going to help the morale. That's going to, reinvigorate, re-energize, get some pep in the step, whatever terminology you want to use. And, he enters a rat race right now. I say that because VGK is not done. VGK is still shopping right now. They're going to make at least one more move between now and Friday. I will bet you dollars to donuts and anything in between. VGK makes at least one notable deal.
So the Golden Knights make that trade with St. Louis for Barbashev, giving up yet another first-round selection in Zach Dean. On Friday, we also told you about the Blues and Craig Berube saying that his veterans were not trying. They were not playing hard. Perhaps Barbashev is one of those players, but we know that he had that career best 60 points in a season last year, has 29 so far this season. VGK signs him for the remainder of that $2.25 million that's left on his contract. Again, where does he fit in? He's a physical player. He could play the wing. He could play the center. 132 hits. That stands out. 8 hits in the game against Pittsburgh on Saturday. And we've seen lately where Bruce Cassidy is trying to play a little bit more physical. I think he is a prototypical player for Bruce Cassidy personally. The power forward, again, I think that this is the guy that I think you wanted in the lineup, this type of a player. And also they could utilize him. He's really good on the PK, but I think he could be a candidate for that bumper position too on the power play because he's big, physical, and he's not afraid to get in front of the net.
It's all fair. It's definitely all fair. So the first question was, where does he slot in? I think for game one, the easiest thing to do, Fraze obviously is going to go back down or either get scratched or back down to the AHL. That's definitely got to happen before the trade deadline so he can participate should the Silver Knights, who just won their third game in a row, and their third game in a row against the Calgary Wranglers, who are the top team in the Pacific. So not sure what's happening down in Henderson right now, but kudos to the boys for getting something going right now. Fraze needs to go back down, so obviously he'll be playoff eligible for the AHL. I think the easiest way to go, because Barbashev is a center, right? So I think you put him in the middle between Kolasar and Howden right now, or Howden can center that line. Oh, I think today you put him on line 4. Let him get 8, 10, 12 minutes, whatever the number might be tonight, to ease him in. And then you get a couple practices under the team's belts. And then Wednesday and Friday against Carolina and New Jersey, you can see if there is a better way to go.
I want him on the wing on the top line. I think that would be phenomenal. Just I'd like to see what that would look like, because he would bring some physicality there to the Eichel line a little bit more, perhaps, than Cotter.
Fine, Wednesday.
We're going to have on Wednesday. Okay. But yeah, and he has played up and down the lineup, to your point as well. While he was in St. Louis, VGK gives up on another first rounder. Let's talk about that. What is it? 5 of 6 now. And here's a team that, again, beginning with Cody Glass, just cannot develop the players. They didn't have, we talked about this too, that VGK did not have that first rounder that they could give up to use as an asset in any sort of a trade deal. So that came back, actually, I believe, to sting them.
So who is Zach Dean? I think that's the first conversation right now. Playing with the Ganteo Olympics. I have no idea how close I got to that, but he's in one of these leagues that has a lot of letters in it. We've joked about this before. The QMJHL, Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. I think I got that
it's
right.
It's junior still, right? It's still juniors.
It's juniors. Now, he's got some great stat lines. Like, he's currently, 39 games played this season, 51 points, point per game player. Last season, 47 games, 52 points. So he's blossoming. He might be somebody. He might be an absolute talent, or he might be Cody Glass. Like, we don't know. Or he might never even touch the NHL ice. Or he might be a top 6. Like, you don't know. These are all the unknowns with these types of players. Of course, something is seen in St. Louis as a developmental project. And who knows, maybe next year he breaks camp. Maybe he plays, if the Peoria Rivermen are still the Blues affiliate, maybe he goes there for a little while. Who knows? These are all the what ifs. So credit Sinbin for this right here. You mentioned the first round picks and what's going on. So Sinbin put a good tweet out that kind of summarizes all of our picks here. 2017, Cody Glass now became Nolan Patrick. Unfortunately, we know what's happening with that. But who is Cody Glass? He is a third line center.
He scored yesterday.
And we love Cody Glass. But his ceiling is a third line center that can help on the top 2 lines when someone goes down. That's the ceiling for Cody Glass. Nick Suzuki became Max Pacioretty. In the short term, that deal was just fine for the VGK. In the long term, is it going to be a good deal? Of course not, because Suzuki, he is the captain of Montreal, but he also did struggle for a long period this season as he finds his game. Eric Brandstrom became Mark Stone. I'm not even going to talk about that. Tomas Tatar, this is a big whiff for the team, folks. We know this. This was the team's sellout to try and win the cup in season 1, and I'm okay with that. They took a shot. They swung. Unfortunately, Tomas Tatar did not fit in with the team. Still, doing his thing in the NHL with the New Jersey Devils, I believe, right now. Okay, now a little more modern. Peyton Krebs becomes Jack Eichel. Okay, I'll take that deal. Yes, Alex Tuck was involved, but Peyton Krebs was the first round pick of that deal. Brendan Brisson is still a VGK. I say
the only
still.
Player.
Let's see what happens. And then the last one, Dean becomes Barbashev. So Pacioretty, Nolan Patrick, Mark Stone, Tomas Tatar, Jack Eichel, Barbashev, or Glass, Suzuki, Brandstrom, Krebs, Dean. Which column would you rather be in there? Give me the vets. Like, this team is competing right now for cups. If this team wasn't competing right now for cups, give me the guys on the left. Give me the draft picks. And 2-3 years from now, we'll see which one of those players blossoms.
And for St. Louis,
F those picks. F those picks.
Hey, I'm no swearing.
I didn't swear.
For
I didn't swear. I read the email
for me. Okay, no, the one for me. I gave up swearing for Lent, and I didn't. Sailor yesterday. I swore at the XFL game on Saturday because we were stuck in the rain. But for St. Louis, they unloaded all 5 of their expiring contracts now, starting with O'Reilly. And Petro is really pissed that he can I say that word? He was really mad that they couldn't close a deal for him here in Las Vegas initially. And then Tarasenko, of course, Mikola Acciari, and now Barbashev. What happens when Nick Waugh comes back? Now you talk about
now we got something to talk about.
Cooking the books. They're going to have to cook some books here because they still have Logan Thompson on the IR. And of course, they're going to have to do something now with Nick Waugh, and they're going to have to do some shuffling. But who do you think some of the players might be that will be the odd men, or who will be the odd man out initially?
So right now, our current situation, 7.2 million of cap space, roster size 23 of 23. Nick Waugh, I believe, is not IR. So Nick Waugh can come in and play right away. I don't think he's on any type of IR. Let's make sure about this.
No, I don't think he is.
I Stone, Leonard, LTIR is Stone, Leonard, Nolan Patrick, and then injured reserve. This is important. IR is Logan Thompson.
LT. Yeah. Okay. I was right on that one.
So if Nick Waugh comes back tonight, just throw something out there. Nick Waugh can be an active member of this roster because he's still in that 23. So the first question is, let's say Nick Waugh comes back, who's going to be scratched? And I think the Brett Howden is the easy answer, I would say, for now. I mean, a line 4 of Waugh, Barbashev, Kolesar, that's a pretty heavy line right there. And Kolesar could even be the healthy scratch too. It probably depends on how the previous game goes and what Cassidy is feeling, and also what Cassidy feels about the team that they're playing that night. Phil Kessel, I think he's not a thought to be scratched anymore. He's played himself to a good spot. His output has improved significantly. And, now the game within the game is if another trade does get made, I think one of our guys in the middle 6 might be on the trade block. Do they ship out Amadio? I mean, Amadio was signed, I think, off waivers, if I'm not mistaken, from the LA Kings or Toronto or LA, whichever one it was for Michael Amadio. But
he was eating pizza somewhere.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, super Amadio. But point being is Amadio was for nothing, and he might be some type of trade bait. I'm not saying I want to see Amadio.
He's the only player that's playing on that line that's scoring. Why? Why would you get rid of him?
I mean, listen, the list of guys that, so Barbashev, right? Barbashev, I'm hoping, isn't just a guy, right? Amongst players like Howden, Amadio, and Kessel, and kind of those types of guys. You need someone to rise up a little bit more. If we get Barbashev and trade Amadio, if there's some big deal coming this week, I don't understand the Barbashev deal, I guess, is ultimately the point that I'm trying to make in this little rambling of rambles here.
Okay, so 45 separate viewings of Barbashev, according to Kelly McCrimmon. So their scouts really dug in. I think they're going to get the player that they want. Alex Pietrangelo very happy, as we mentioned. And of course, here's a very versatile player.
And Cassidy saw him kick his butt and lift the Stanley Cup on his ice too. So Cassidy has seen him as well.
So up until yesterday, he is the prototypical Cassidy type player. I know Cassidy's going to love him in the lineup. And VGK has, the last couple of games, stepped it up a little bit, a notch, as far as trying to play more physical.
I love their physical game in the first period against Dallas. I love it.
They're just not that team that can, is it sustainable? That can sustain it. I don't believe. Up until yesterday, we have so many topics here today. Up until yesterday, many believed, especially those in the local media, that VGK still had a chance. Is there a chance? Is there a chance to get Timo Meier? Okay. On Sunday morning, we saw Carolina. They fall out of contention. That's when I said VGK is Dunsville. They said that both teams, New Jersey and VGK, had sweetened the pot. And so that meant to me this was a huge leverage play, and VGK was played. They were absolutely played. There was no way that they were going to trade Timo Meier to Vegas, to the Vegas Golden Knights. I didn't believe it. And up until that happened yesterday, the Sharks actually were just using VGK as leverage. And I'm curious, did anyone even ask McCrimmon about this? No. It's as if it didn't even happen. Come on, man.
Unfortunately, I couldn't jump on the scrum yesterday.
I
would have
asked that question.
I would have found a creative way to say.
I wonder, were they told not to ask that question? It was so silly. It's right there.
What I will say is, to be transparent in the media. All the media things I've participated in, I've never had any direction about things to ask or not ask for.
Well,
I'm not saying that didn't happen yesterday. I'm simply saying that I've done this a few times now and it hasn't happened yet. So hopefully that censorship is not happening, but I wasn't there, so I can't say one way or the other. So Pat Brisson, Brendan Brisson's dad, Patrick Kane's agents, take notes for what San Jose did. They used Vegas and Carolina maybe, but definitely Vegas to drive up the price of Timo Meier. That's what you do. The Chicago Blackhawks might trade. And again, Patrick Kane's not a Ranger as of this morning. He's having his moment of reflection in the dark room with Aaron Rodgers somewhere in a farm somewhere. Supposedly the deal is trying to get done, but they need a broker and all these weird things to happen to make Patrick Kane become a New York Ranger right now. But the Rangers are the only team that Patrick Kane is saying he wants to go to right now.
He's done. He's there.
Fine, but why would Patrick Kane? I was talking to a good buddy of mine, Brad, this morning about this. Patrick Kane's been compensated $200 million by the Blackhawks in the last decade and a half, something like that. Whatever the number is, why wouldn't Patrick Kane and his camp be a little more coy about things? Why wouldn't they leak a couple of teams they might be interested in so the price could go up a little bit? Your Rangers, Tony, you're a Ranger fan. Your Rangers are about to get Patrick Kane for crumbs. And everyone's going to say, well, why couldn't Vegas get Patrick Kane or why couldn't they, or Carolina?
That's what I say.
Right, because he wants to go to those teams. He wants to go there. So the Rangers are going to say, cool, here's a 4th round pick. We'll take half the salary. Let's go. Let's write it up. And they might settle for a 2nd or a 3rd round pick, where you compare the deal that Tanner Jeannot got in that trade for the Nashville Preds and the Tampa Bay Lightning. That deal was absolutely... That's the biggest fleece job I've seen in a long time. Even worse than this nonsense with
worse than my fleece.
Even
worse than this fleece.
What does that say on it?
I can't mention that brand name, but yeah, they have to pay me if I do.
Okay, fair enough. So let's see. Here's the trade for Tanner Jeannot. This was absolutely shocking right now.
Okay, while you're looking that up, it was
I got it. Go ahead.
Okay, Timo Meier and Scott Harrington for 4 players, 1st rounder this year, and a conditional 2nd rounder, I think, next year. There was no 1st rounder for VGK. I think that is going to hurt them.
I thought we have a 2023 1st rounder.
No, there's none this year. No, I don't think so.
I'll double check that in a second on Cap Friendly.
Yeah, I think they're out of firsters this year. Okay, so tell us about that other deal.
So Tanner Jeannot. First of all, the Preds get Cal Foote, a touted young defenseman who was a top 10 possible pick at one point. 2024 2nd, 2023 3rd, 2023 4th, 2023 5th, 2025 1st as well. This is this is worse than your fleece, Tony. And so I looked up Tanner Jeannot just to see what type of player, because maybe like Tanner Jeannot is a recent rookie. I open hockey cards. That's my living. I open thousands of dollars of hockey packs every single day. Tanner Jeannot is a recent rookie that people are kind of chasing. It's cool when you get him, but people aren't paying me a lot more for the Nashville Preds than the other middle tier type teams. They're definitely not paying me what they're paying for like Minnesota and Seattle right now for the young rookies they have. So that's the first thing that kind of got my attention about Tanner Jeannot. So I went to just look at his stats to make sure I wasn't missing something here. Let's see. Last 5 games, he doesn't have a point, first of all. Let's start there. And then
he's William Karlsson 2.0. Okay.
He sure, fine. And he has played 152 NHL games. He has 34 goals and 28 assists. Okay, fine. He was 24-17 in the 21-22 season for 41 points. Not bad. This season, he's got 5 goals and 9 assists. He's on pace for 21 to 22 points at the most. So
interesting.
Tampa, they might have owed someone a favor or they might see something here, but that deal's got the biggest return, more than Timo Meier and more than what Patrick Kane's going to bring. Heck of a lot more than Barbashev, and there, I just wanted to see you bring the can out. Okay, good. There's the can. Tell me you like actually went out and bought that yesterday too, or you actually had
not yesterday. No, this is in the arsenal, man.
That's in the arsenal. Hey, get gel. Get gel. It's much better for the skin. The once a week I shave.
Look,
at least,
man, I hardly ever shave anyway. Okay, so what about the rumor of VGK in the mix for goaltender Cam Talbot?
Stop it.
Las Vegas.
Stop it.
LA,
Stop
Buffalo
it. Stop
in the
it.
mix from
Stop
Ottawa
it.
because Ottawa will not give Talbot an extension.
Just stop it. That's not that. Listen, my perspective is that would be. Let's see. I'm trying to
be in the mix for a goaltender.
They're not in the mix for a goalie. That's
so stupid.
And to be fair, I'm saying this before.
That's McPhee. That's my McPhee voice, by the way.
Yeah, I'm saying this before the Brossoit save on Saturday. But why would VGK keep Brossoit in the system? And Aiden Hill's been fine. Although for some reason, Aiden Hill seems like he's in the doghouse already. I saw a quote from Cassidy where, listen, if Brossoit outplays Aiden Hill in the start of the season, there was
he never liked him. He never liked him.
He doesn't.
It's pretty evident. Like the way that I can see things from afar, from a distance, he does not like him. I don't know why. The guy's done nothing but win.
If LT isn't close to coming back, you're going to trade some package that includes Aiden Hill. Like, give me Aiden Hill over Cam Talbot. Just give me Aiden Hill. He's our for right now. Sure, Aiden Hill's our guy. He's got a good record this season. He's doing just fine. Like, he is doing serviceable in his role. And if we're buying all the crap that's being flicked our way by the team and stuff like that, LT did not suffer a regular season-ending injury, meaning he is coming back sometime in the next 4 weeks. I would say probably significantly less than that. So what? We're going to have Logan Thompson, Aiden Hill, Brossoit, and now Cam Talbot. Like, how are you going to pencil all of this? Like, I'm not, and Cam Talbot, oddly enough, was the odd man out in the whole Minnesota nonsense with Marc-Andre Fleury. So, we want to bring that ghost to T-Mobile Arena again. I don't know. I mean, listen, Brossoit, Aiden Hill, they're our guys. Logan Thompson, those are our guys. Those are our goalies. Find a way with those three goalies to make it work, because Logan Thompson can lead the team through in the Stanley Cup. He can lead the team to a Stanley Cup victory if the defense keeps doing what they're doing. Another conversation for another time.
Yeah, that's another conversation, because the defense is actually helping out, as we saw.
They're playing great.
Larry Brossoit can't stop anyone in the shootout. They should have pulled him there. Okay, coming up next,
he is rough in shootouts. He is rough. There's no doubt about that.
He wasn't even upset that the puck went past him.
I've seen it twice in Henderson too recently. Like, it's not his strong point. I mean, it's, he's got to stop watching Robin Leonard film on how to stop a shootout.
Oh, shoot. Coming up next, we'll talk about that shootout loss to the Dallas Stars. That's coming your way next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Our next partner has a product that we literally use every day. It's Athletic Greens. Started taking it mostly because we do not have time here on this show. We're always running around. Chris and I barely get a chance to text each other over the weekend before something goes to pot. So now I've been actually trying it myself, taking it for a few months since over the summer. Absolutely love it. Doesn't have that chalky taste. And it is one delicious scoop that you need to try. And you will absorb 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food-sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. And it helps you get the day off on the right foot. It's lifestyle-friendly. You need to try it out. And, of course, the importance of a multivitamin. Tons of people take some kind of multivitamin, but it's more important to choose one with high-quality ingredients like they have in AG1. And it costs you less than $3 per day. And you're investing in your health, and it definitely is something that you need to try out if you haven't already. And all you have to do is Google it, and you'll see testimonials. Athletic Greens, more than 7,000 5-star reviews, which is very impressive. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/NHL Network. Again, NHL Network is the / and athleticgreens.com goes before that. athleticgreens.com/NHL Network. Take ownership over your health. Pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Welcome back to Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. We appreciate you tuning in as always. Check out the YouTube channel. Today, neither one of us are blurry, which is kind of cool, coming off of a big weekend. And did you get any hockey in this weekend? Oh, you did VGK wearing, it's not St. Patrick's Day, bro. Why were you wearing the green
Oh
jersey?
my God. I wanted to have some fun on Saturday. So I wore my green St. Patrick's Day Vegas Golden Knights jersey to Saturday's game against the Stars, fully knowing the Stars wear green, fully knowing there's going to be a lot of green in that arena. I just wanted to have some fun. I wanted to have fun. Everyone's like, oh, you can't wear the visiting team's color. Stop it. So my goal was to have some fun with people, right? And it
Yeah.
started basically the moment me and little Chris got to the seat. I'm sitting there, warm-ups haven't even started yet. I feel like I kind of nudged my shoulder kind of hard. I'm thinking I know someone, whatever, cool. What's up? Thanks for listening. No, I get a nudge on my shoulder. I see a guy put his fist out. I give him a fist pump, and he gives me a thumbs up. And I see like Sagan on his jersey. So he was, here's Christopher, come and say hi to us. He was a Stars fan. I'm like, got him. So I look at my people, my friends behind me, Kevin and Christy. I'm like, oh, this is going to be awkward when he comes back. When he comes back and sees the VGK logo. I go into the John somewhere between like the second and third. No, it was during the third period, like 8 minutes left. No one's in there, right? So guys behind me, that doesn't sound good, but a guy's walking in behind me, and he's like, hey, you got a lot of nerve wearing that color in here. Not being confrontational, joking. So I turn around and say, excuse me, bro? And he looks down at the Vegas Golden Knights logo. He's like, okay, well played. So, and there's a few times like that. It was fun. It was goofy. I got to interact with some fun Stars fans. All the Stars fans I talked to were great. The Vegas Golden Knight fans, they enjoyed the joke, and it was fun. Just like have fun, people. Don't take the stuff so seriously. Have fun.
Okay, so
And
that
Chris,
was the
and
night.
Chris had a blast with it too, right?
Yeah.
That was the night VGK fell in the shootout to Dallas 3-2 in a game that will be remembered for Larry Brossoit's unbelievable backhanded save.
So this entire game was a clash of the Titans as far as goaltending goes. Again, I've been going to this building since the very first preseason game when who did the Golden Knights play in the first preseason game at home? We talked about this really fast.
Kings.
Los Angeles Kings. There you go, Christopher. So I've been there, a few times to say the least, including the Braden Holtby goal saved on Alex Tuck. But this game, as far as a goaltending battle, best I've ever seen live in my life.
Terrific.
Not just at T-Mobile, I've ever seen in my life. All love for what Ottinger and Brossoit did. They put on an absolute show. So much fun to watch. That game should have been 6-5. Whether it would have been a shootout or what, it doesn't matter. That game should have been 6-5. So many chances. But yeah, Brossoit, that's the save of the year. I mean, I know we're homers a little bit in that regard, and there's an emotional recency bias, but that save is the save of the year. One of the top, if they do a 2021 to 2030 type saves of the decade type thing, or 2020 to 29, whatever it is, who cares? That will be in consideration, at least amongst probably the top 10. That was up there. That was better than the Marc-Andre Fleury statue save. I mean, hey, Brossoit's going to get a statue now. He's going to get a statue. How cool is this? He's getting a statue. Bronze
Right.
statue.
I felt bad for Tyler. It was Tyler Sagan, I think, who had tried to score that goal.
I felt terrible for him. I felt so bad. I felt terrible for him.
Hey, outside of the battle for the goalies, Jack Eichel, 7 shots on goal.
That was a nice goal.
He scores again. That was a beaut. And then Riley Smith, I think, had something like eight shots on goal or 9.
And
Something
probably
like
4 of them were A1 right on the doorstep type.
Yeah.
I mean, Ottinger does a great job of getting that pad all the way across to
He's good.
to
He's
cover
awfully good. He's
the low
awfully
side.
See, he didn't make the spectacular saves. He just made the saves, right? He just did a good job in being very functional.
Positioning. So Marc-Andre Fleury is an out of control hybrid goalie. And I say that with not taking a shot at him, but Fleury moves around a lot. So he makes these dazzling saves that just look amazing. Ottinger saves were, what's the best word to use? Just positional. He gets down low, maybe some scouting. He knows kind of where the puck is, whatever it may be. Ottinger made it look easy, and credit to him. And that's also a goalie that can take a team all the way on a deep cup run by himself.
You can't give up that leveler to Rupe Hintz, though. 19-22 in the third period cannot happen in the future.
No, the mistake was Chandler Stevenson not being able to get that puck deep at the red line.
Yeah, that absolutely was the
run out of time.
there.
We say more about it, right?
Right, exactly. Coming up next, our preview of VGK against Colorado tonight. Stay tuned right here on Locked On Golden Knights. If you're looking for a delicious treat, but you don't want to go to all that fat and calorie area, then you got to try a Built Bar. We just got through the holidays 2 months
care
ago, almost
package.
3.
Where's our care package?
We need care packages. Exactly. I know that our goal is to eat a little bit healthier this year, and we don't want to compromise taste. And you have to really try Built, because Built is healthy and actually tasty. Seriously, so delicious you won't think that they are good for you. Perfect for your New Year's resolution. And again, to put in your little snack packs. Those are awfully good. And they are covered in 100% real chocolate. They come in unbelievable flavors like churro, peanut butter brownie, and coconut almond. And we're not sure how they do it, but they do everything to try to make it tasty, but also maintaining amazing macros. Even better, because they are so healthy: 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, at a whopping 17 grams of protein. And now you don't need to wait around to get your box of Built Bars. Go to your local Walmart or Sam's Club. Once again, it's Built Bar. You can go to built.com, or you can go to Walmart or Sam's Club. Check it out. You will thank us later. Welcome back to Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick. We appreciate you making us your first listen every day. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Locked On Golden Knights. And Chris, man, that first segment, we had so much content there. Someone asked me the other day, I did that Philadelphia interview, and the woman had asked
Worldwide,
me,
Tony, worldwide.
She said, she asked me, she goes, what is the most fun part of covering VGK? I said, the drama. Always. I said, we never are starved for any content, because there's drama-rama and there's so much going on.
Which isn't
VGK,
a knock on the team either. There's just
great for
so
content.
much that's happening right now.
Typically there's drama. So VGK skating in Colorado tonight. Colorado now moving up to 3rd in the Central Division, only 3 points behind the Stars, and they've got a couple of games in hand. They are getting healthy, and I think that is the number one key heading into tonight's game. And here's a big key for you: early shots on goal. Okay, the first 4 shots on net against Winnipeg were goals. First 4 for Colorado. The first 2 shots in the Calgary game for Colorado were goals. And Nathan MacKinnon, the goal here is to stop MacKinnon on that first shot, because he has scored on the very first shot of the game the last 2 games.
God, I'm trying to think if he did that to Vegas. He did that to Vegas too. Didn't he come back from injury the last time they were here? And didn't he score either on his first shot or early on?
It was early on.
It was early. It was definitely early. There was no doubt. So
that's interesting.
I'm going to give a little. I know we're short, but Chris, he wanted really fast for 30 seconds about the standings, because I want to talk about this as well right now. So
okay,
really fast, Chris, go.
Vegas is 7th.
No, overall in the league. In the I just want to talk about what's it called?
Oh, the wild.
I want to talk about the division right there. Go. Really fast.
Vegas is 1st in their division.
Don't do it. Just stick with the Western Conference, Chris. Stick with the West. Stick with the West. Go.
LA is 2nd in the division. Edmonton is 3rd. Seattle's 4th. Nothing has changed lately. Calgary is 5th.
Now go down to the wild card really fast. Look how. So really fast, guys. Here's what gets me. I put a tweet out this morning. 6 points separate Vegas from the top of the West to wild card 2. 10 points, which is where Calgary is, right, Chris? Calgary is the first team on the outside of the playoffs at 66 points. So 10 points only separate you from the top of the West to being in the playoffs right now. So a game like tonight against the Colorado Avalanche is so important, because 1, we can knock Colorado down a little bit, although that might mean we play them in the first round. We don't want to do that either, but it keeps us in a safer playoff spot. And listen, Colorado is surging right now, although I don't know if Cale Makar is back again. He was in concussion protocol. Go ahead.
He was in concussion protocol twice.
Right, that's what I mean.
Back too fast, and then against the St. Louis Blues, he went back down the tunnel.
Right.
He was on the ice last week. Not sure of what his status is. Gabe Landeskog also, we have to update that, because he's not played yet. He was back on the ice last week, hasn't played this season due to the arthroscopic knee surgery in October. and they say he's probably another week away, so we won't see Landeskog.
He'll come. Colorado's going to make a deal.
Miraculously.
We'll see him. We'll see him in the playoffs in the first round.
No, miraculously, he'll be back tonight against VGK. It's usually the way it works. And this is a Colorado team. Also interesting. Remember, Jared Bednar was complaining, and I didn't realize this. They played so rigged, so stinking rigged.
Place in their wild card.
They're third in the division.
Yeah.
Chris is saying.
Yeah.
They played 3 consecutive back-to-backs. The Avalanche, the schedule maker. I'm telling you, you have to see the schedule maker right now, probably up at the Foley Vineyards up there, just chilling and drinking some wine.
Hey, so be it.
This is so stinking rigged. It's ridiculous. Okay.
It's good. It's good for YouTube comments when you say that. So keep going because you really get them going on YouTube. So keep it going.
It is rigged. It is rigged. Power play. VGK last 2 games. Opponents 8 power plays. I think a couple for Vegas for VGK. That's it. They need to really get going again on the power play. Just now, 1 for 29. I think something like that.
Yeah, but they had so many. Like, listen, if the VGK power play wasn't so doing so poorly, it wouldn't be a discussion. But the power play was working on Saturday against Dallas. I know they have a lot, but it was working. There were opportunities there, and credit the penalty kill for keeping them in the game. I mean, Colasar takes a bad trip. Friggin' Carrier was chirping the ref, got on sportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Sportsman 4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes in the box.
2 for the interference where he was holding on to the guy's stick. Like, I don't understand what he's tripping about there. And refs in beer league, we hand out the unsportsmanlike conducts a little more. If you piss us off, for lack of a better term, call it what it is. You say something, you tell me it's a bad call, fine. You tell me I'm blind and I'm an idiot and stuff like that, fine. Go sit in the box and feel shame. We've seen those hot mic moments between the ref and the players where it's a lot worse. It's a lot worse. And a lot of the refs, they kind of let it go or they swear right back at the player while it's happening. So Carrier must have crossed the line with something he said, which is unfortunate.
Crossed the line for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Colorado 6-2-2 in their last 10. And for VGK now, 3 of the next 4 so rigged at home for the Golden Knights. Are they ever on the road? Hardly ever. I'm going to go with Colorado 5-3 in this game.
Write this down, I guess.
Yeah, and I think Evan Rodriguez, who VGK whiffed on.
Oh, I like that.
It's going to score the game-winning goal before we see an empty netter. Okay, my two locks of the night are going to be Riley Smith. He's got a breakthrough. And Keegan Colasar.
Ooh.
Maybe VGK scores that early goal tonight. Maybe.
I like Colasar because Colasar is playing for a spot in the lineup right now. Give me Colorado 5-4 in overtime. I think we keep our point streak going right now. And real fast, I don't want to say Eichel, but I'm having stage fright right now. Eichel Marchie. Okay. Marchie needs to get going again as well, even though he had a good game recently. Okay.
We are plumb out of time. We thank everyone for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you tune in because a lot's been happening on this.
Who's the goalie tonight? Is it Hill or Brossois? We can't even talk about that.
Anyway, going to be Brossois. Hot hand. Brossois. Larry Brossois. Back tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights.